All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5 p.m. Before we get started with business of the meeting, I'd like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 2 land, traditional territory of Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe Cree, Assiniboine, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and homeland of the Métis Nation. We affirm our commitment to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of collaboration and reconciliation. First item, moved by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Be it resolved that council agenda be amended as follows. We have one addition to tonight's agenda, and that'll be item number 11A, Minister of Health, Seniors and Long-Term Care. There is an announcement being held on January the 24th. All in favor of that? Anyone opposed? Seeing none. All that motion carried. Moved by Councillor Sobering, seconded by Deputy Mayor Lachlan. Be resolved that we accept the regular council meeting agenda as amended. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none. And moved by Councillor Ray and seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that council waives the reading and accepts and approves the circulated the minutes of the following meeting, and that's our regular council meeting from January the 8th. Questions or concerns about anything that's in the minutes? Call for the, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Whereas the Municipal Act, Section 162, states each member of the council must attend the public hearing unless the member is excused by other members from attending the hearing, is unable to attend due to illness, or is required under the Municipal Council Conflict of Interest Act to withdraw from the hearing. Be it resolved that council excuses the following council members from the public hearing scheduled. And Councillor Bellemare is, and is Councillor Sakalo is there, so we're all here. So we don't need that. We'll just move right along. Moved by Councillor Ray, seconded by Deputy Mayor Lachlan. Be resolved that council now adjourns to hear the public hearing as scheduled. All in favor? Okay, so we started the meeting and now we're adjourning the meeting. The public hearing. So the public hearing participants. So council will now commence to hear representation from any persons who wish to make a presentation for this scheduled public hearing under the Planning Act. Anyone who has not yet registered, there's no one in the room, but wishes to make presentation for the public hearing, please state your name. Don't have to worry about that. Public hearing for variance application 12.02.092300/VO 230104, which is 11 Elm Street. And registered participant to the public hearing today is Dave Nahuliak. Got that correct? The back end correct, Dave?
Yeah, that's correct.
Perfect. And co-owner and co-applicant. So we'll now proceed with the public hearing for the variance application 12.02.092300 VO 230104 for owners and applicants Dave Nahuliak and Christine Nahuliak for Lot 4, Block E, Plan 274, which is 11 Elm Street, to vary the interior side yard setback from 1.5 meters to 1.2 meters to allow for construction of a 160 square foot residential family dwelling addition to comply with the City of Dauphin zoning bylaw. So one of the co-applicants is here. Did you want to speak in favor? We've received all of the application materials and reports from our building inspector, but is there something, Dave, you wanted to add or tell us as council?
Just putting an addition to the house there, but yeah, it's just more for basically that north side of the house. There's nothing growing there but weeds, so like it's kind of an eyesore, so just kind of filling it in and trying to increase the value of that area too in the house, right? But that's pretty much it.
Any members of council in the room or online have any questions for the co-applicant? Everyone's shaking their head going, it's all good. Is there anyone else in support? There is no one else in the room. No offense, Martine or Sean, but I know that you guys are neutral on this, so you won't be. So there's no one here to also speak in favor, then no one opposed. Council, I've already asked if you had any comments, but do you have any questions regarding this application? Seeing none. And there's no one else present to make a presentation. We're done with hearing information. Council will review the material supplied, and we will have a response to you, what should I say, tomorrow?
You also have the opportunity to vote on that today.
Right, so we can vote on it today, maybe, like, we're okay, we're all in favor of this, let's just do that then, right?
So just keep flipping the pages.
Keep flipping the pages. So we're going to deliberate, we'll decide right now, Dave, you're in the room. So moved by Councillor Bellemare.
So let's just keep.
We don't have to keep going?
Yep.
Keep going?
Yeah, keep.
Do I flip?
Nope, nope.
No, this is where I go?
This is where you go.
You see, we do this a lot. So moved by Councillor Sobring, seconded by Deputy Mayor Loughlin, be resolved that we reconvene into our regular council meeting. All in favor? Yes. And now moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Deputy Mayor Loughlin, be resolved that the public hearing for variance application 1202092300 VO 230104 for Dave Nahuliak for Lot 4, Block E, Plan 274, 11 Elm Street, to vary the interior side yard setback to allow for the construction of a dwelling in a residential single-family zone to comply with the City of Dauphin zoning bylaws be now concluded. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Seeing none. Procedure. We're
The next, this is the.
And this is the one. So we're gonna give you a decision. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Ray. Whereas due notice was given with respect to the variance application, and whereas no objections were received, be resolved that your variance application for owners David Nahuliak for Lot 4, Block E, Plan 274, which is 11 Elm Street, to vary the interior side yard setback from 1.5 meters to 1.2 meters to allow for construction of your 160-foot addition in a residential single-family zone to comply with the City of Dauphin zoning bylaw be approved with a couple conditions. So here's where council has added some conditions to your application: that the owner obtain a building permit and submit all required permit documents required by the city for this construction, and all construction shall conform to the Manitoba Building Code. That's pretty basic stuff, pretty standard stuff. That the roof soffits of the dwelling addition shall have no openings and be protected by providing unvented aluminum soffits, gypsum soffit boards, or other acceptable materials in accordance with sentence 9-10 or .10.15.5 of the Manitoba Building Code. So again, that's part of the building code. And that the lot surface drainage cannot adversely affect the adjacent properties. It's recommended that it be done in consultation and cooperation with your adjacent property owners. So those are the three conditions that are attached to our approval for this. So all those in favor of accepting the motion? Anyone opposed? Seeing none? You're done, sir. You can do what you want to do as long as you follow our rules. That's right. And you can talk to Dave again, and he can help you maneuver through that if there's any assistance you require, but it should be pretty straightforward. It's building code stuff. We were going to make you maybe build a castle or something, but and paint it funny, and no. So you're good unless you have we've approved it, and away you go. You can hang around and watch the rest of the meeting if you want. Maybe you got other stuff to do. Okay. Thanks very much. Good luck with your construction job. All right. Just throw it on the table.
Yep.
Place it on the table. Yeah. There. Thank you very much. See you, Dave. All right. We have, moving on to the next item on the agenda, that's the consent agenda. We have a number of action items. We have several water accounts that need to be added to taxes. Roll 0154400, $271.20. Previous tenant did not pay their final utility bill. Roll number 0131800, the amount of $110.35 for the same reason. They did not pay their final utility bill as a tenant. And then we have two, roll number 0118300, the amount of $88.98, and 0111000 in the amount of $254.91 Both those where the owners did not pay the final utility bills. It's for a total of $725.44. That's recommended by the Director of Finance and a utility clerk. We have a proclamation, Bell Let's Talk Day, and I will turn that over to Deputy Mayor Lachlan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Whereas on January 24th, 2024, that is the Bell Let's Talk Day, and it marks the actual 14th annual event, a day of conversation and support for mental health. And whereas 1 in 5 Canadians will suffer from mental illness at some point in their lifetime, and yet 2/3 of those living with mental illness do not seek help due to the stigma. And whereas the Bell Let's Talk Day slogan for 2024 is let's create real change by following these simple steps. Choose a mental health organization to learn about, help a friend, ask about mental health supports, nurture your own well-being, get involved, and engage in conversations. And whereas the City of Dauphin encourages you to join the conversation through hashtag Bell Let's Talk, calls, texts, and social media interactions to help inspire others to join the movement to create real change. And now, therefore, we, the Council of the City of Dauphin, do hereby proclaim, it came up pretty quick this year, January 24th, this Wednesday, as Bell Let's Talk Day.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Lachlan. And we have another proclamation, and that's to proclaim February as Heart Health Month, and that's Councillor Ray.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas heart disease, stroke, and related conditions take a life in Canada every 5 minutes, and whereas, powered by donors and volunteers, the Heart and Stroke Foundation's mission is to prevent disease, save lives, and promote recovery as they strive to tangibly improve the health of every family in Canada every day. And whereas February is Heart Month in Canada, during which the Heart and Stroke Canvassing Campaign normally takes place to support ongoing life-saving heart disease and stroke research, health promotion, and advocacy. And whereas we applaud and commend the thousands of volunteers, staff, and researchers of Heart and Stroke for their dedication and commitment and wish them continued success. Now, therefore, we, the Council of the City of Dauphin, do hereby proclaim February 2024 as Heart Month, dated the City of Dauphin in the province of Manitoba, this the 22nd day of January 2024.
Thanks, Councillor Ray. We have a number of other filing items, some information from the Office of the Lieutenant Governor regarding the annual historical award, the Growing Manitoba Ag newsletter from January, the 2024 Construction Code implementation strategy, the Association of Manitoba Municipalities letter to Honorable Ian Bushy, Municipal Northern Relations, school and health-related properties, the property tax exemptions, Mountain View School Division, the News Digest from January the 15th, the Canadian Dental Care Plan memo that was released by the Government of Canada, and the Community Outreach newsletter from Prairie Mountain Health for January 2024. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lachlan and seconded by Councillor Sobering, be resolved that all items listed in red under item 5, the consent agenda, be approved and form part of these minutes. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, call that motion carried. Moved by Councillor Ray, seconded by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, be resolved that Council accepts as information the corporate report for the January 22nd meeting from the ICT manager, and that was for December and January. Any questions or comments regarding the report from Justin? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor of accepting the report? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Moved by Councillor Sobering, seconded by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, be resolved that the finance accounts, having been examined by Council, be authorized and approved as follows. We had 73 checks in the recent run for a total of $1,037,866.82. We didn't have any voided checks in the current range, but we had 4 voided checks. In 4 voided checks in past ranges, one for $17.53, one for $35.88, one for $40.40, and one for $18.26, and those were all stale dated and reversed. And so those checks have all been voided. We have no electronic payments to report on. Questions or comments regarding the financial account report? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Loughlin, seconded by Councillor Daly. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the unaudited financial statements ending November 30th, 2023, which include our general fund balance sheet and income statement and our utility fund balance sheet and income statement. Anybody who's interested in numbers have questions about those two reports? No. Call for the question. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you. Moved by Councillor Sobering, seconded by Deputy Mayor Loughlin. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the reserve report for the period ending November 2023. Questions or comments regarding the reserve report? None. All in favor? Anyone opposed? None. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Ray. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the budget variance analysis for November 2023. Questions regarding the budget variance? No. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Moved by Deputy Mayor Loughlin, seconded by Councillor Daly. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the engineering staff report from the building inspector for December of 2023. Comments about the building inspector report? All in favor? Anyone opposed? One of these days, Councillor Ray is going to be opposed to something and we're going to not know what to do next. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Be resolved that council accepts as information the protective services report from the bylaw enforcement officer. That's for December 2023. Questions or comments regarding the bylaw officer's report? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Moved by Councillor Ray, seconded by Councillor Daly. Be resolved that council accepts as information minutes from the following committees: the Dauphin Neighborhood Renewal Corporation, their regular board meeting of December the 12th, and Dauphin Rec Services, the regular board meeting also from December the 12th. Questions or comments regarding either of these reports? I just have a question. I don't know if anyone can answer. In the past, when we received these reports, now neighborhood renewal, for example, in the report, there's information about the executive director's report and then the financial report, and they refer to them in the minutes as appendices, but they're not sent to us. Has that always been the case? Yeah. Okay. Councillor Daly?
If you read their minutes carefully, we're going to get a set of minutes that mean nothing from here on in, because the ED's report and the other reports will be sent out prior to the meetings and it won't be referenced during their meetings. They now have an in-camera session, so basically their minutes will be washed. And all of that started since you asked the question, can we see your books?
Thank you for that. In regarding to rec services, anybody have anything to say? No? All right. All in favor then of this motion, accept the minutes? Anyone opposed? Thank you. Motion is carried. Ooh, long one. I gotta catch my breath. Moved by Deputy Mayor Loughlin, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Whereas Effective Real Estate Limited, on behalf of a retail client, is constructing a new 15,000 square foot store at 1340 Main Street South in Dauphin, valued at an estimated $2.45 million and hiring approximately 30 employees. And whereas the retail client is requesting that the City of Dauphin provide commercial incentives for this development based on several criteria, be it resolved that Council accepts as information a memo dated January 10th from the Economic Development Manager proposing that the retail client be offered the following incentives for the construction of a store at 1340 Main Street South. There's three recommendations. The first, rebate on the water and sewer hookup cost of up to $25,000 with payment to take place after completion of construction and confirmation of payment of all outstanding city invoices. Item number 2, a 50% rebate on tipping fees at the waste disposal site for the concrete demolition waste. And item number 3, a 25% rebate on year 1 of the net difference in municipal property taxes between the current assessment and the newly assessed value after completion. 25% on year 2 of the net difference in municipal property taxes. Further be resolved that council welcomes the addition of a new store at 1340 Main Street South as a strong indicator of retail activity in our community, which will elevate the shopping experience in Dauphin South End, and that we agree with the Economic Development Manager's recommendation and approve the commercial incentives for this development as outlined above. The ECDev Manager is in the room. Martine, do you have anything you wanted to add or any details? No? Council, questions or comments regarding this proposed resolution? Councillor Sobering?
I guess I can't allow a nice big brand new bill to go unremarked by council. So I just I sit on the Economic Development Committee. I think Martine's doing a fantastic job, kind of quantifying the incentives that are still in line with, you know, responsible spending on the city. So I think we need new money, and we get it through taxation and new properties, and that's what this is. And hopefully this is the first of many. So that's it. No questions, just a comment.
Thank you, Councillor Sobering. Anyone else? Seeing none, then call for the question. All those in favor, please indicate. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Great. Thanks very much for your work on this, Martine. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Deputy Mayor Laughlin. Whereas Fugic Credit Union has been providing financial services to the City of Dauphin under a banking services agreement that requires 6 months' notice from either party to withdraw from the agreement. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information correspondence dated January 17th from Marissa Philippe, the branch manager of Fugic Credit Union, serving as official notification that effective July 17th, 2024, the existing agreement between Fusion Credit Union and the City of Dauphin will expire. Further be resolved that Council accepts as information a memo dated January 18th from the Director of Finance advising that in light of the expiry of the banking services agreement with Fusion Credit Union, the City will be preparing a call for proposals to be released to all financial institutions to secure the best possible banking terms for the City of Dauphin's taxpayers. Further be resolved that Council refers this matter to the Audit and Finance Committee, which will meet in March to review the details of the call for proposal for financial services for the City of Dauphin. Questions or comments regarding this resolution? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Ray. Be resolved that Council accepts as information the City of Dauphin Travel and Expense Policy 2.3.5 and a memo dated January 5th from the Deputy City Manager, noting that the policy has been updated to mirror the provincial government's basic mileage rate of 47 cents per kilometre and recommending that the revised policy be approved. Further be resolved that Council agrees with the Deputy City Manager's recommendation and approves the Travel and Expense Policy 2.3.5. Questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Anyone? Seeing none, motion is carried. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Ray, seconded by Councillor Sobering, whereas as provided for in the Municipal Emergency Measures Act, the municipality of St. Rose is updating their emergency plan and is requesting to enter into a mutual aid agreement and memo of understanding with the city to provide for assistance in event of an emergency and or evacuation. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information a mutual aid agreement and a memo of understanding between the city and the municipality of St. Rose and a memorandum dated January 15th from the safety manager recommending that the agreements be approved and noting that requests for emergency assistance would be restricted to facilities, equipment, personnel, and resources owned or under control of the municipal corporation, and any costs incurred to be paid out by the municipality receiving the aid. Further be resolved that council agrees with the safety manager's recommendation and authorizes the mutual aid agreement and the memo of understanding between the city and the municipality of St. Rose for the provision of emergency assistance when needed to be signed and sealed by the mayor and the city manager on behalf of the city of Dauphin. Questions or comments regarding this? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Deputy Mayor Loughlin. Be it resolved that council accepts as information correspondence dated January 3rd from Dwayne McMaster, president of Dauphin's Country Fest, requesting financial support from the city and Dauphin in the amount of $15,000 to assist with the cost of operations. Further be it resolved that council forwards this funding request from Dauphin's Country Fest to the city of Dauphin's 2024 budget deliberations for consideration. Questions or comments? All in favor of that motion? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Ray. Be it resolved that council accepts as information correspondence dated December 18th from Dennis Forbes, president of Fort Dauphin Museum, requesting financial support from the city of Dauphin in the amount of their costs and expenses for the year 2024. Further be resolved that council forwards this request from Fort Dauphin to our 2024 budget deliberations. Questions or comments regarding this resolution? Seeing none, call for the question. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Loughlin, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Be resolved that council accepts as information the following invitations from the Minister of Health, Seniors and Long-Term Care, the Manitoba Health announcement on January 24th, 2024. Do we know what time that announcement is?
It's at 1 o'clock.
Sorry?
It's at 1 o'clock at the Dauphin Regional Health Center.
Okay. Might be tight for some of us, but we'll try that out. From Prairie Mountain Health, tour the regional health facility, their floor renovation project on February the 2nd. And from the Manitoba Municipal Administrators, Climate Adaptation and Disaster Mitigation Workshop, February the 20th. Further be resolved that all expenses related to council and senior management attending these events be borne by the city of Dauphin. Questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Deputy Mayor Loughlin. Be resolved that council accepts as information regarding the following community events. That Dauphin Friendship Center is holding a men's night every other Monday starting January the 15th. That Prairie Mountain Health has health promotion virtual winter classes from January 15th to February the 12th. That the Dauphin Kings are hosting their, I guess, becoming annual Ukrainian night. This year it's on January the 27th. Safe Talk Works, Suicide Alertness Skills Workshop, January the 29th. And that Mental Health First Aid Canada has a mental health first aid training on May 27th and 28th. Questions or comments regarding these events? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Carried. We're here at the end already. Moved by Councillor Ray, seconded by Councillor Daly. Be resolved that council accepts as information our council reports for the meeting on January the 22nd, which is today. Councillor Bellemare, you just disappeared, but you're back. How about you start since you're up on the screen?
Okay, I can start here. Hang on, I'm just bringing it up. Okay, so council work on January the 8th, I attended council via Teams. On the 15th, I attended the planning and priorities meeting via Teams. And today I attended a community safety and well-being plan. Some upcoming events, you already mentioned the Kings Ukrainian night on the 27th, and the Rangers are also having their Kings night on the 3rd of February. So enjoy those opportunities. Also, preliminary work has begun on the site where the new toboggan hill will be constructed in Mumawee Park. So go down there, check out that area on a regular basis in the near future to watch this project unfold. And I'd also like to thank our Public Works personnel for all their skillful work during that recent bout of stormy, snowy weather. I know it was a real pain to try and clear snow, and the wind would bring it back and all that sort of stuff. So we appreciate all you do to ensure that we can move around safely in our community as soon as possible. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bellemare. Councillor Sticilo?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Apologies, just having a little bit of trouble with my camera here. I'll try it again. There we go. For myself, also January 8th, regular council meeting, January 15th, planning and priorities meeting. And then on the 17th, I attended the meeting with Pine Creek First Nation, just in regards to some development opportunities that they're pursuing, and it was a great and productive meeting with that group, and it's always nice to be able to get together and meet. And two, I just want to reiterate what Councillor Bellemare was saying in regards to the Public Works department in terms of snow clearing. It's very challenging at times, and I think they did a really fantastic job at being able to keep our city moving and getting us through our real kind of first bout of winter storm weather. So with that ends my report. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Sticilo. Councillor Daly, are you ready to go next?
I could do that.
I love
Mayor.
your fashion coordinator
I know.
today. Yeah.
Next time, can I see a memo and we'll. I attended the January 8th regular council meeting. January 10th also attended the meeting with, January 10th I met with Samantha Murray, Regional Housing Director for Housing Manitoba, on the Housing Foundation project, which is going very smoothly so far. Also attended the PNP meeting on January 15th and the meeting with Pine Creek First Nation on the 17th, which was extremely informative, and I was very glad I attended that meeting. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Daly. Councillor Ray? Thank you, Councillor Ray. Deputy Mayor Laughlin?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For me, January the 8th, the regular council meeting here at City Hall. On the 11th, I attended a chamber board meeting as well here at City Hall. The 15th, we had that planning and priorities meeting. That was online, of course, due to the weather, but obviously attended that. And then earlier today on the 22nd, employee relations meeting here at City Hall. A few things have been mentioned, so I'm not going to repeat them, but I did want to repeat one thing, and as it was said, just thanks again to the Public Works crew doing a great job out on the roads a couple weeks, or about a week ago, I guess it would be, just clearing things and doing just a great job of keeping the roads clear after that snowfall. And again, that ends my report.
Thank you. And Councillor Sobering?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On the January the 8th in the afternoon, I attended a development corporation meeting with the economic development manager, Martine. January 8th as well, I attended the regular council meeting via Teams. January 15th, I attended the PMP meeting, planning priorities meeting. January 16th, I attended a handy van meeting. January the 18th, I attended a Riverside Cemetery meeting. January 20th, I attended a tour with the Honorable Ministers, Melena Marcelino, Minister of Immigration, and Minister MLA Ron Costician, Minister of Agriculture, and they were in the parkland making some announcements, but also just reaching out and meeting with different immigration stakeholders. So I was there with representing the company, Obsolete Brewing Company, as we have a brewer who is here living in Dauphin with his family from Curitiba, Brazil, and it was just a really good meeting to see the provincial government taking a real interest in a hands-on approach and talking about some of the issues and challenges that a lot of our newcomers are dealing with as they arrive in Dauphin. And I know from previous meetings that we have about 80% of our population growth is from newcomers to Canada and people from surrounding Indigenous communities. So it's definitely a very positive thing. And I was privileged to be in attendance. And that ends my report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Sobring. Just before we wrap, since our last council meeting, folks will recall that on January the 8th, the Premier and Minister Costician and the Minister for Highways Infrastructure were in town. They held a press conference and a meeting with families that were involved in that accident in June. And we also had a meeting with the Premier that day and talked about a couple of initiatives and things that we want to work with the provincial government over the next little while, as well. That there was a number of other meetings throughout the last couple of weeks where I think that as a city, we're really trying to reach out and develop and create relationships with other stakeholders. And I will echo the sentiments of many of the members of council that attended the meeting with Pine Creek First Nation, which I think was, tremendous opportunities are in front of both their First Nation and our community. And to be involved in the early stages of those discussions, I think is looks quite positive for our community. And then as Councillor Sobring did mention, spent the better part of Saturday with the Minister of Immigration, and we had a presentation, a press conference here at City Hall, and then we went and met with the Regional Connections and had a great chat with our folks that are responsible in our community for helping to coordinate services that are provided to many of the immigrants and others that come to our community. And then we went out to Vermilion Growers and Obsolete Brewers, and I spent a considerable amount of time with the minister. And I think, again, it was another perfect opportunity of those relationships that we develop by getting to know people. And so I think it was very positive. I want to shout out to Martine and Economic Development, especially the role that we're playing in establishing the regional organization that will be looking after immigration. The whole project seems really, really positive from our point of view, where the challenges that we have as a region, as different than, say, the city or Brandon or that south quadrant, southeast section of the province, is many of our industries aren't hiring 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 people for a specific skill set. We're hiring 1 or 2 or 3 people at a time. And so the ability of this venture, particularly with our involvement as one of the 7 municipalities, but also the Chamber of Commerce involvement in this pilot project. And then, very shortly after, when we were visiting with the folks out at Vermilion Growers and just their interest and their intentions of hiring people in the future. So there's a real nice dovetailing of both the programs and the people we're talking to at the provincial government and other levels of government and our stakeholders in our community. So I think it's all reasonably good news. And again, it's all great that we're a part of that. And again, just to wrap up, I know that council is participating in a bit of an event on Wednesday this week where the Premier and several members of his caucus will be touring in the region, and they'll be spending a little bit of time with us up at Northgate. So get your fat bikes out, boys and girls. We'll have a great time up at Northgate on the 24th. And that's a wrap on our reports. I'd like to call for the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, call that motion is carried. and be resolved that our council meeting be recessed at 5:40 p.m. All in favor?